dark will seek the light. Warm our hearts, everyone. If we hold on together, I know our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever. As high as souls will fly, the clouds roll by for you and I.
Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Monday, and that means it's Gargoyles Day. And this week's episode was Deadly Force. When a shipment of high-tech weapons are stolen, Elisa becomes determined to get them off the streets. Meanwhile, Broadway becomes obsessed with a new Wild Western movie playing at the theater, but soon learns the difference between movie violence and real-life violence. Okay, things I liked about this episode. I liked the messages/lessons. Now, they were very subtle. Well, not subtle, but if you're just watching it for entertainment, you might miss them. And I picked out 3 things from this episode. First off, weapons are dangerous. Their whole big thing, whether it's a knife or a gun or what have you, they are dangerous. They are meant to hurt or even kill people. And if you have them, you have to be very careful with them, particularly with guns, because they can go off accidentally and injure or kill people. And the thing with guns is, and I'm going to go on with the guns here because that's kind of the big thing, right? That's kind of the weapon that is out there a lot in the news, and it kind of was the focus point of this episode. If you're keeping one for protection, first off, make sure it's registered, because you can get in a lot of trouble if you have an unregistered gun. Second off, make sure it's somewhere under lock and key so little hands or immature hands can't get to it, and it can't get stolen. Because if it's stolen and you don't report it stolen, if anything is done, if any crime is committed with it, you're liable whether you were there or not, because the gun is in your name. So that's takes me to point number 2 on that. If you do keep one and it's stolen, make sure you report it so you're covered legally if anything happens with it. Secondly, the second lesson is, keep in mind, they're dangerous. They're weapons. You shouldn't be playing with them. They should be kept out of the reach of children or anyone who is not mature enough to handle them. You point a gun at someone, you can injure or even kill them. Now, Broadway learned this the hard way, as did the rest of the clan, at Elisa's expense, and she almost paid a big price for them to learn that lesson. And the thing is, I think kids and us, and not just kids, but we have become so desensitized to it, to the violence, because we see it on TV, in the movies, in games so much, that we don't understand, or it doesn't register when it happens. Hudson actually makes a very good comment a very good comment in this episode, and this brings me to point number 3, or lesson/message number 3, and I'm going to try to quote him here, and if I get it wrong, I apologize. Movies, TVs, video games, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not nowadays. And he's right. It's very, very hard to tell what's real and what's not. And I think as adults, we need to make sure that kids who are seeing violence on TV understand that while it's fake, real violence exists and real people can be hurt or even killed, and that they shouldn't imitate what they see on TV or in the movies or in video games. That's our responsibility as adults. So I really, again, this had like 3 lessons in it. Gargoyles doesn't always have lessons in it. And yes, one could argue that the Gargoyles kind of learned the that not everything they see on TV is real. 2 episodes ago when the pack was introduced. But that was with people. This was with actions. So you can kind of argue that it is kind of a different lesson. But still the same lesson in a degree. It was just kind of more of a reinforcement thing. Also, even though I didn't mention it in the likes because it's not really a like, but I am going to mention it, we are introduced to 2 new characters in this episode. Well, actually, more than 2 new characters in this episode. We're introduced to Elisa's family minus her sister. We will meet her sister later, but right now we are introduced to her parents and her brother, Derek. 2 of her family members are also on the police force, her dad and her brother. Her mom is not. They don't really say what her mom does, if her mom works outside the house or not. And then we're also, her sister is mentioned, but we don't meet her, but we will meet her later. We also meet her captain. I think this is the first time we've met her captain, Captain Chavez, for the first time in this episode as well. So we're bringing in some new characters. We also meet Anthony Dracon, who is, I kind of want to say he's a crime boss. He runs like, I don't want to say gang because it's not really a gang, but he buys and sells stolen property. Sometimes he steals stolen property. So he is a crime boss. I just don't want to say that it's a, well, I guess for lack of a better word, he runs a gang. But it's kind of like a mafia thing. But we'll get into that, why I'm saying that later. That's going to be revealed in season 2, why that is. So we'll talk about that later. And then we're also introduced to his number 2, who is referred to as Glasses. Now, they're going to pop up, I don't think any more this season, but definitely we will be seeing them next season in a few episodes. So look for them. We also get to see Elisa's apartment for the first time in the series. We will not be going back there that much, but it is a point of reference that we will come back to a few times. And we are also introduced to her cat, Cagney, who will not be a big character in the show, but he is a character. He does pop up from time to time in this series, mostly when we are at Elisa's apartment. And, the writers did give him a name, so I thought I would mention him. Don't ask me what breed he is. He's just a gray cat, kind of like my Chloe. So I don't even think the writers really made him a breed. They're just like, we're going to give her a cat. Because a cat's easier to take care of because you just put the food and water out for it and they basically take care of themselves. But I'm getting off topic here. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There was nothing I didn't like about this episode. Granted, I was a little opposed to the gun violence in this episode, but I understood why it was in there. They were trying to get a point across. Okay, feel free to follow me or leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook. or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to the respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. The links for the 5 sites I mentioned will be in the description section if that makes it any easier for you guys to find my pages on those sites. And for those of you watching on Facebook, the link for my YouTube channel will be in the description section as well. And for those of you watching on YouTube, the link for my Facebook page will be in the description section. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other TV Talk videos on Gargoyles. My other TV Talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a couple of things I'd like to touch on. First off, and this is for my YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that are not on YouTube can be found on my Facebook page. Again, the link will be in the description section. And this is for my Facebook friends. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on YouTube. Again, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description section. I will be posting the links for all my videos that are on my YouTube channel, but if you're having any problems viewing them, or to Facebook, but if you're having any problems viewing them, just go directly to my YouTube channel and you can see them there. As always, thank you for watching and have a very nice day.